I'm going for the snipe, boys. Wish me luck.
What's going on, guys? Sinister here, back with another Smite video. In this video we are covering patch notes 3.11. We get a little of a Ratatasker jungle gameplay in the background, so you're just not listening to me talk, or you're not looking at the patch notes with me. But I will link the patch notes in the description so you guys can check them out for yourself. Now, the first thing for this patch are the skins, and we have a new Hell skin, and it's honestly one of my favorite skins we've had released in a while. It's Expelled Hell. It's like a schoolgirl. She's got her, like, you know, mini skirt, Catholic private school type thing, and then in the background there's like a mirror, and it's like this real gothic, dark, chained up. It's a very, very morbid, dark side version of Hell, but it's a very cool image. Like I said, you can see the pictures. I'll link the patch notes in the description so you can see them for yourself. But that's the first one, Expelled Hell. Second is Sun Wukong. He's bald. He's not a monkey. He's actually a human. He's like a monk. His three forms that he transforms are like fiery, like a phoenix, like a fire tiger, stuff like that. Not my favorite, but it's something different. Third one, really cool. People were anticipating it. Duke Dandelion on her. Now it's Dandy, D-A-N-D-E-L-Y-O-N. You see what they did there? It's you know, kind of like Lord Slashington. It's he's got his top hat, he's got the cane, he's got a mustache. Really cool. It's on her skin, of course. And in the background, there's actually Cool Khan, the Sir Pensworth Esquire the Fourth here. Next skin is Squirrel Scod Ratatasker. Kind of like his Armored Scurrier, but it's different. He's got his goggles, his hat, his, you know, flight jacket, something like that. Next one is Centurion Mercury. This is very similar to the what skin is it for Chiron? It's very similar to that one, if you know what I'm talking about, the Centurion Chiron, I think it may be, but it's similar to that. Next one is a Chiron skin. We get another Chiron. Constable Moosejaw Chiron. He's got his, you know, Canadian Monty hat. He's even a moose. It's a pretty cool skin for Chiron. We also get Susano Masteries this patch. There are some achievements, but I'm not going to go over all of them. You know, there's there's some Fenrir ones, Fafnir, as well as Alpwash. And we get QC Amazon Kab Avatar. Now, first item change is to Bloodforge. When you get a kill, movement speed goes from 20% to 10% once your shield activates. Demonic Grip gets a buff. Stacks now provide 12% reduction, cap at 3 stacks, which was changed from 8% and at 4 stacks. So a little different. Executioner is also getting a buff. The stacks provide 12% reduction, the cap at 3 stacks, changed from 8% and 4. So it's the same thing between Executioner and Demonic Grip. Throwing Dagger and Golden Bow receive nerfs. Throwing Dagger's power goes from 25 to 15, and Golden Bow goes from 55 to 50, so big nerfs there for those two. Gonna see a little less aggressive ADCs right out of the gate. Mark of the Vanguard gets a buff. I think they're trying to actually get people to use this and not just Watcher's Gift. It removed magical protections, but the physical protection increases from 5 to 10, and it added 5 health per 5 seconds, so a little buff for Mark of the Vanguard. Soul Reaver gets a nerf. The passive damage is reduced from 15% to 10%, and the cooldown is reduced from 60 to 40. So it's a buff and a nerf for Soul Reaver. Now here come the god changes. Ao Kuang Water Illusion. Base damage is reduced from 90, 140, 190, 240, and 90 to 70, 120, 170, 220, and 270. So 20 each time for base damage, and the scaling is reduced from 70% to 60%. Jingwei, just a glitch issue. Fixed an issue where her explosive bolts would miss enemies at max range. I never encountered that, but I don't play Jingwei. That is fixed. Osiris gets a buff, small one. His Judgment Tether cooldown is reduced from 18 seconds to 15 seconds, so little buff for Osiris. Ratatasker getting yet another nerf, and I think this is going to kind of even him out. He's still going to be a very, very, very good god. Solo jungler, anything, but this kind of evens him out, I think. His Acorn Eater Soul, the passive, the healing, every time you use an ability, its base damage is reduced from 20 to 15. So it sustains a little off now, or a little less than it was. And the scaling of it's reduced from 40% to 30%. Acorn Blast fixes an issue where the hitbox, the Acorn were too large and not matching the visual, and I noticed that because I've been like right up against someone and would put my acorns out and they weren't stunned. So I don't know if that was an issue at max range as well, but there's that with Acorn Blast. Susano gets another nerf, good one and well deserved. Stormkata, damage reduced, not much, about 15 each one. Went from 70 to 105, 140, 175, and 210 to 55, 90, 125. 160 and 195, so minus 15 base power of each one, and the dash speed is reduced, so I'm curious to see how that implements, because it's not a very long dash, so I don't know what they're going to do there. Jetstream also increases the cooldown of it after after Susano teleports to an enemy from 6 seconds to 8 seconds, so if you choose to teleport with Jetstream, the cooldown of it's going to increase, and it says it's still unaffected by cooldown reduction, so there's that. So Susano gets a nerf as well as Rat, two of probably the most powerful gods in the game are getting nerfs 2 patches in a row. Thanatos gets a little buff, his Soul Reap scaling up from 60% to 70%. So if you do, go ahead and check out my Thanatos gameplay in my videos where I totally dominated. It was a very competitive game. We almost won, and they almost won, and then we ended up winning. So it was a good game, so be sure to check that out. Last god change goes to Amir. He gets a pretty big buff in my opinion. His Frostbite, enemies now afflicted by it deal 10% less damage. So think about that late game. If you apply Frostbite to like an Apollo or Hoi or Artemis or anybody like even Sol, Kronos, they're gonna deal 10% less damage. So to me that's a big buff. You might see a lot more Amir being played, Amir Hoi setups, such like that. So yeah, but that's all for patch 3.11 guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe to me for more videos like this. I hope to cover every patch. My social media links are in the description, including Twitch, which I try to stream on every night. I stream for a long time. I play a lot of Smite, so you won't regret it, I promise. A lot of good times with friends on there. Like I said, that's going to wrap it up, guys. So until next time, thank you for the support, and I'll see you again soon.